Hello and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and as you can see we are on our Sunday stitching. We got a new prompt. The new prompt is found some treasure that you've found. Now I've got to be honest and say I couldn't really think of anything, and I was rifling through my stuff of bits and pieces that I've collected, and I wasn't really coming up with anything. But what I did find is, you may remember some time ago I used these big safety pins, these like kilt pins, to make some tags, and I had a few left, so it was new. So I just rubbed it down with some sandpaper, just rubbed it all down, and then I put it in some white vinegar for about half an hour, and then I let it air dry. So it's gone a little bit rusty and old looking. So I thought, hey ho, that's what we're going to use. And I'm going to use this small one here. I sort of fancy it on the SKU. So I've dug out, I've got some of this lovely waffle fabric. Now, I was sent this as a sample from my day job, and we never ended up using it, so I've still got it. So I thought we would have some of that, some plain red on top of that, and then that on top of there. That's a lot, isn't it, for this little tiny hole, but we're going to make it work. And I've got my red cotton, and I want to do something else with a little bit mixed media. So enough talking, let's get on with it. However, it would help if I had a needle, wouldn't it? Sort of need a needle for sewing. How did I not bring a needle? So just quickly jump up behind me and find a needle. So we'll put that through there so we don't lose it, because you know what I'm like with a needle. Well, I hope you're all safe and well, not being affected by this horrendous storm that we've got. I've got to be honest and say, here where I am, we haven't really noticed it. Yes, the weather has been very wet, and it's been what I would call blustery, but it's not been, horrendous. So we're just under 1 3/4 inches. So let's move this for a minute. 1 3/4 inches by 3. Is it a quarter? 3/4. 1 3/4 by 3. Come on, Claire, get your act together. So we want to come down 3. Where's my Brixton? So it's not actually, it's a copy, but so there's our 3. Can I even see that? Yes. Let's do it the other side just to make sure. There's our 3 again. And we want 1 3/4. Oh, I can't pick this up. 1 3/4. So, but it was just under 1 3/4, wasn't it? So we'll just go there. Okay, perfect. I'm going to try and use my pinking shears. I say try, I mean they're scissors, you just open and shut them, don't you? But just to get a bit of an interesting shape. Right, let's make sure before we go any further that that is actually, whoops, nearly had my coffee over. Is that actually the right size? No, it's completely wrong. That's mental, Claire. Do you want to try that again? 1 3/4. That's weird. In fact, I don't even know what I've done with that bit now. And now that's too small, isn't it? Oh, poop. Poop, diddy poop. So do we use the big white bit? I've totally lost it. Look, this is mental. You watch me cut it. Where's it gone? Oh, it's on the floor. Of course it's on the floor. This is not a really very good start, is it? Right, Claire, concentrate. So, we could... Right. When you do something wrong, pretend you intended to do it that way and change things up. So, that will now sit in there. I'm just going to take a little tiny bit off the edge. This edge. See, now it's not straight, is it? Let's have a look at that. Right, so that's now going to sit in there. We're going to have the white on the bottom because, well, also I've got squares to cut against, which should make life a bit easier. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, I hope you're all well. I hope the storm is not bothering you too much and that you are staying safe. It's not really bothered us too much here. Thank goodness. So it's all good. Right. Half a square. Got to start with the right size, haven't we? Otherwise, you know, we're on to a losing battle before we start. So, and this is prompt number 9. I mean, we haven't got long before we're going to be done. Okay, so there's my base. This is my new second piece. Can't pick it up. Yeah, it needs a bit more off. And it's definitely crooked, so let's see if we can straighten it up. I think that's a bit straighter. That's going to go on there like that. Yep. And then where's my plain little red bit gone? Here. And that needs to be cut right down, again, straight if we can. And I'm just going to put that in the centre. So we've got this like trio. That's my idea. So I'm going to stitch them together. It's amazing doing this thing, the tiniest amount of fabric that you need, you know. It does mean that, you know, you can always just use little, got to find the end of the thread now, it's always a bit of an issue. There we go. You can have the tiniest amount of fabric. You really don't need to be having, you know, meters and meters of fabric. In fact, it comes, whoops, my Jenga's fallen over, something's just hit my foot. It does mean, you know, if you've got meters and meters, that you just get a bit of a storage issue. So anyway, get this needle thread, famous last words. Haven't really got many stories for you. Impromptu visit to my daughter yesterday because with all the storms, her husband's work were very busy. He's an electrical engineer, so he had to work overtime because of it all. And obviously she was at work, so I picked the grandchildren up from school, which is always nice. It's nice to see them, obviously. but it was a bit of a disaster because we only have the one car that hubby and I share, which is fine because neither of us use it very much at all. But we both have a set of keys to it, and where the fob, you know, the lock-in alarm fob on my bunch of keys, the battery had gone, so it wasn't working. So we've both been using the one set of keys, and yeah, you've guessed it, my daughter's keys, house keys, were on or are on his set of keys, hubby's set of keys, which we've both been using. At the weekend, he fixed the keys, the fobs, by putting new batteries in them both, because his has started to mess around. See, now what I don't know is, do I pin that through or do I stitch it? If we pin it through, can we even pin it through now that I've rusted it? Oh, we've made a hole, so we're sort of going to have to. Oh, yeah, we are through. And then I wanted an angle like that. Oh, goodness me. Oh, yeah, no, there it is. Look, it's coming. There we go. So, where we've both been using the same keys. Now, that's really at the wrong angle, and I really want it on that side. I feel like now it's too far to one side. We'll have a little look. So yes, sorry, and of course I took my keys, not his. So I got the children, I got to my daughter's house and I couldn't get in. So we had to come all the way back over here to my house to collect the other set of keys. So that was a bit of an annoyance, but hey ho. And it did mean that by the time we got back to their house, it was technically past their tea time. So they ate late. Oh, it was all, you know. Now, I like that. I like that a lot. But obviously that was super, super quick and a really, really short video. And I knew that, oh, it does sit in there lovely. And I knew that was going to be the case, which is why I've got my extra bits and pieces there. So we're going to glue this down, fabric glue, and then I'll show you what else I want to do to it. And I'm afraid this week is going to just be a super quick video. Right, get my paintbrush and spread that around. I've had a couple of comments, people wishing that they'd done theirs in a tray format like this. I've got to be honest and say I've loved it. I think it works really well, and if I can find enough wall space, I will be carrying on this type of idea if I go forward and do another one. Or I might just do, because I have actually got that Tim Holtz tray I semi-stole from the lovely Denise. I did pay her for it, but she had it on the table set to do something else, and I just went, no, I'm having that. Whipped my purse out, put the money on the table quick before she could do anything about it. Right, so there's our found object, and because it's been rusted up, and of course it moves, which makes it interesting, so we'll give that a chance to settle, let the glue dry, while we make the other little bit that I had in mind for this. So I've got a piece of craft card, I've got my tag punch, got some ink and a stamp and some string, and what I thought I would do is we would label that pin with a tag. So I'm going to put that way. There you go. And then I'm going to put this in here and line it up in the middle, like so. Love that. I'm going to put a little hole in there, like that. Now obviously if you're a sewer, not a crafter, these are things you may not have access to, but you could easily cut a rectangle with a, you know, a pointy top. If you haven't got stamps, you could write something on there. You can still do this. You don't need any of this fancy equipment really. It just makes life a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. Right, now don't want to tie that up yet because I want to put it through my pin. I've just realised, can you see that? Yes, you can. So I'm going to put one bit through my pin. Like so. Make sure it hangs the right way. And then I'm going to do a little knot. Oh, easy said than done. I should have cut it longer so that I could get my finger. Yeah, do you know what? I'm just going to stop being so tight and cut a much longer bit. I can trim it off afterwards because it's just so hard to tie when it's that short. So put that through there, put that bit through there, right, I want it to sit about there, so that is where we want to tie it. So now of course it's miles too long, but hey ho, at least I can get my fingers through, my big chunky fingers. And then I'm just going to drag that down to where I wanted it. Right, I'm just making sure I'm happy. Trim that off, and then when that stands up, whoops, another Jenga gonna go. When that stands up, that'll just hang there, look, off my key, like a specimen tag or whatever. I could even sort of balance it on that button, but I want it to move. There you go. So that's that one, but I have noticed that where I only stitched this fabric in the middle, it's moving around a bit. So I'm just gonna run my brush that's got the fabric glue on it round underneath, just to push it back down, because of course I only stitched it in the middle. It's enough to hold it together, but don't want it flapping. So there you are. I mean, it's a very, whoops, it's a very short video today, but I do like it. I like the result. And again, we've got, you know, an interactive thing like we have with our book here that opens. I like the interactiveness of it. I was hoping to get that in every box, but it didn't quite work. So, as always, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found some joy and inspiration in that. I'll be back with you very soon. Ta-ta for now.